Hi everyone, Mike here from Heroes and Bosses, and in this video I'm going to show you a very easy 3-step process to create a cool looking rust effect. The first thing I'm going to do is base coat all the areas I want to look rusty with a dark rusty brown color. For this I'm mixing together two colors, Rhinox Hide and Doom Bull Brown. Of course you don't need these specific colors, you just want something that's a dark brown with a slight orange tint to it. The next color I'm going to use is a metallic silver. I'm going to dry brush this onto the edges and any sticky outy bits where the rust may have chipped off. You want to make sure you get most of the paint off your brush because you don't want to overdo it. If you do go overboard a little bit, you can always go back to your rusty brown color and touch it up. Now I should have mentioned at the beginning of this video that this is a technique for painting something that is almost entirely covered in rust. But this technique is simple enough that you could easily apply it to large models or terrain where you have a lot of rusty metal bits. There's a lot of great rust effect paints out there that you can use, such as the Dirty Down Rust Effect paint. This method, however, that I'm showing you now is cheaper and doesn't require any smelly chemicals. You also have a lot more control of where the rust is going to go and what it's going to look like when you're using normal acrylic paints. With special rust effects, as cool as they are, you just have to cross your fingers and hope it looks the way you envisioned. Now all that being said, I definitely use special rust effect paints sometimes to enhance the look of the acrylic paint. Now that first layer of brown was our corrosion layer, and now we need to pick a heavily rusted color. These are the three colors that I sometimes use, though anything similar to these will work just fine. I've been having a lot of luck with Army Painter's new Fresh Rust paint. It does have small grains of sand in it, so if that's going to be an issue for you, you may not want to use this paint. I'll be thinning this down quite a bit, however, so it won't be an issue for me. The small grains of sand are nice if you want to add a textured rust to a large surface, but for a project like this, I just want something that's going to settle into the recesses and create a look of heavy corrosion. And as you can see here, I've got a little clump of sand and paint that I want to get rid of, and then I'm mixing in a fair bit of water to turn this into a wash. Then I'm just going to dab this into all the grooves and dents that I see, any place that water might have pooled and created extra rust. I want this rust color to stand out, so I'm only trying to get it into the grooves and dents. It works well on a model like this, where there's lots of little divots and chips in the armor. I'm also going to dab this on all the bolts, hinges, and nails that I see because rust can collect on the underside of where these attach to the metal. Now because this paint is watered down so much, you'll want to wait for it to dry to see how it looks. The color will fade as it dries, so you need to decide if you want to add a second layer. And you may want to do this anyway, just to add more rust to certain areas so it looks a little more random. And that's pretty much it. You start with a rusty brown base coat, dry brush with a little bit of silver, and then add an orange wash into the recesses. So far this is the simplest and cheapest way I've found for creating a rusty metal look, but I am forever looking for new techniques, so if you have one, please feel free to share in the comments and maybe I'll make a video about it. This is Mike from Heroes and Bosses, and thanks for watching.